Oh my god. Fucking DJ Etch-a-Sketch over there. What the hell?
Did you see him knock that dude over?
Yeah, what an idiot.
Hola, amigos, and welcome to the Markout Mania.
Yeah.
I'm Pedro Boy, que Texan Spaniard, and with me is James the Extra. Sorno, how are you?
I'm getting there. After a week stay at Dr. Phillips Hospital because my baboon heart is acting up. I can honestly say I'm in the mend. I'm back home and I'm ready to mark out, baby. Let's do it.
Zeus King Dark, the God of Thunder, will be joining us later, per usual lately. And
he's signing autographs for Tanahashi.
Yeah, he's got to get those autographs signed.
Yeah. All those 8x10s of Zeus holding Tanahashi's nuts.
What? What? Zeus is gonna listen back to this and be like, "What the?"
That's why I said that. What the hell? He was like, "What the hell? What's wrong with that bastard?"
Speaking of Zeus, so last week, you couldn't do the show, understandably, and so Zeus and I we were talking, and then at some point I was like, "Hey, let's try something," and so I went, it was a private broadcast or whatever. We talked about pretty much old school stuff a lot, but I got his thoughts about Great Muta and about a Japanese Mount Rushmore and stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually listened to it. It was actually pretty good.
I know. I wish I'd put it out publicly because Great Muta is now, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, so this has come to pass. And a lot of the stuff Zeus said happened. Like Ric Flair is the one who's going to induct him and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, now it'd be too late to put it out now. But
I wish it was Sting that was inducting him. I mean, I'm sure Triple H could have sent over some cocaine to Tony Khan in exchange, but it's all good.
Here you go, TK.
Yeah. There's a mountain of Colombia's finest. You send me Sting for a night.
Well, I mean, we'll get into more of that when Zeus is here.
Yeah.
We'll get
and Tanahashi will hold their hands and paint by number pictures.
Or he's trying to get more cards. I bet he's getting cards from Tanahashi on the New Japan collection.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But you said you saw SmackDown last night. What happened?
Yeah,
I don't know anything about it.
I've been behind on my New Japan and WWE because I was in the hospital, so I'm trying to catch up on shit. And I saw Raw on Monday, but don't ask me because I don't remember. But I saw SmackDown, and they've been teasing the whole thing with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens trying to get back together again, but Kevin Owens don't want nothing to do with it. He goes, "No, you're an asshole. You did some mean shit to me. Don't even talk to me. I don't care. But beat it." So Cody Rhodes opens up the show, and he calls out Kevin Owens, and then he calls out Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn is like, "Listen, you don't want to be my friend. I understand. I fucked you over, blah, blah, blah. You and I both did unspeakable things to each other, but I can't defeat the bloodline alone. You can't defeat the bloodline alone. Please, I need you." And Sami and Cody Rhodes.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Kevin Owens is like, "I've heard all this before. Blah blah blah. Eat one. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm out." So they show Kevin Owens in the parking lot, going into a dark green Camaro. Actually, looked kind of nice, and or Dodge Challenger, something nice. And you know, Sami Zayn stops and goes, "Listen, not that I don't want you to be your friend. Like I want to be your friend. I love you." He told him he loves him. He said, "I love you. You're my brother. I love you." And Kevin Owens just gave him this weird look and just drove off. So SmackDown was pretty good. It goes on, blah, blah, blah. It's all right. Ends up going to be, it was Sheamus. It was Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. And the winner faces Gunther at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental strap. So that was a pretty good match. And it turns out that Imperium ends up interfering in the match. So Adam Pearce makes it a triple threat match at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental strap.
Interesting.
I personally would like to see Gunther retain and face Roman Reigns. That's just me. But, then you have Raquel Rodriguez and her and Liv Morgan, and they're fighting for a WrestleMania showcase match. I'm sorry, but did they turn Raquel Rodriguez into a joke? I need the badass Raquel Gonzalez. I need the NXT badass. I need her to, you want to get Rhea Ripley over as a face? Here's how you do it. You turn Raquel Gonzalez heel and tell her that I'm the big bitch in WWE. Have her jump Rhea Ripley. And then you watch how fast everybody loves Rhea Ripley. They'll boo the shit out of Raquel. And that's how you turn Raquel into a badass again.
You'd have to do that after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
But because she's a joke. She's a joke. I mean, she got punched in the face, she falls down. I mean, come on, man. Tony Storm? No, stop. No. Come on.
What did you say, Tony Storm?
Not Tony Storm. I'm like Arrow smacked. Emma smacked Raquel. And she fell. I was like, come on, man. I was like 4 for 2. Anyway, so at the end of the show, it's Sami Zayn and Jey Uso in the middle of the ring. They're cutting promos on each other. I loved you like a brother. You left me. How could you? And Sami Zayn's telling Jey Uso, you're not mad at me. You're just mad at yourself. It's because I'm the one who took a steel chair to Roman first, and you did. You did because he treats you like crap, and you wanted to do it first. So then here comes Jimmy Uso, and both Usos start beating the shit out of Sami Zayn, and here comes Kevin Owens out of nowhere. He beats the shit out of Usos. And the whole crowd's going, hug it out. And they run together like a fucking Hallmark moment. A fucking Hallmark commercial. And they hug in the middle of the ring and the crowd goes bananas. And that's how the show ends.
And all he needed was Excalibur to be like, you got to give the people what they want.
Yeah.
Remember he would do that when the best friends would hug?
Yeah.
Be like, you got to give the people what they want.
And they show Cody Rhodes in the back, and he's smiling. He's all happy. I'm like, okay. It was all right show. It was okay. I'm like, really?
That angle sounds great. Like the way that played out through WWE. You have to watch the YouTube clip.
Yeah, it's playing out good. They really teased it well. I have to say, that WWE is not leaving its storyline stagnant. They're really evolving it, and it's turning out pretty good. So it's not bad. It's not bad.
I will say, me personally, on the Gunther stuff, I would prefer he was in a singles match at a WrestleMania than a triple threat.
Yeah, I do too.
But I mean, I get it. Like they want to get as many people and like well, everyone deserves of this and this.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way, this is a way they could get the belt off Gunther without him potentially eating a pin or something. But
exactly. You can still protect them.
Yeah.
Because I want to see Gunther fight Roman. If you're not going to put the belt on Cody Rhodes, then I want to see Gunther fight Roman Reigns.
They got to put the belt on Cody Rhodes. I really feel they have to.
It'll be
I
a
mean,
big moment at WrestleMania. It'll be a WrestleMania moment,
if they don't, then they got to build someone up over the next year. So I mean, it's
Yeah,
like,
all over again.
yeah. I mean, this is the like. Do you see the Bloodline storyline having another year's worth of legs?
No.
So he has to drop the title here and then conclude business with the bloodline stuff, like with the Usos and all that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
all that has to play out after he drops the title. So he has to drop the title here. I mean, to me, that's the only way. That's what I'm thinking, old school kind of stuff. But
Right. Well, if you
they
really
could do
want to do it old
something and it'll
school,
be different. So
if you really want to do it old school, after he drops the belt to Cody, you have Heyman turn on Roman Reigns.
right.
Heyman's like, oh, wait a minute. I only
Yeah.
manage champions. You're nothing. You lost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna
What
be
about
interesting.
I heard there's some kind of Rhea Ripley Charlotte angle. What was that like?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that they were going at it, and Charlotte comes out. I don't know what the fuck she was wearing, a one-piece bodysuit, racetrack suit. I don't know what the hell it was, with high heels, with the fuck me pumps on, and it goes Rhea Ripley. It goes Rhea Ripley, and they get in each other's face, and then they beat the shit out of each other throughout the whole arena.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool, I mean, but both. Well, like both Rhea Ripley and Charlotte are beating the shit out of referee and officials who are trying to break them up and shit like that. And I like the promo that Rhea Ripley cut. She was like, every superstar back in the dressing room, both man and female, man and woman, turn and walk away every time I enter the room because they're scared. Everyone except you. You're not scared of me, aren't you? She goes, you don't understand. I need to be the superstar. I need to be the champion. I don't want it. I need it. And Charlotte's like, all the things that changed, everything stays the same. You couldn't, years ago, the big main event was Flair as a champion and Rose was chasing. Flash forward to today, big main event at WrestleMania. Flair's the champion and Rose is chasing.
Wow.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. 3 years ago, Flair was chasing. Rhea Ripley was the champion. Flair won. And now today, Flair will win again. And I was like, it was a pretty good promo. I was like, both of them were going at it pretty good. I was like, all right, this is what I like,
Sounds like this was a good episode.
Yeah, and then they beat the shit out of each other, which was kind of good. So, Flair was wearing a fucking Jamaican bobsled outfit. I don't know what the fuck she's wearing.
I gotta watch this just to see this outfit.
I don't know what the hell she has on, but it's like a one-piece, half see-through, half not bodysuit. I don't know.
Well, was like one of those? Remember, Prince went through that phase where he'd have like these assless outfits and stuff.
Yeah, she was wearing some crazy shit like that with the big fucking pumps and the belt around her waist and the hair teased up and the 10 pounds of makeup. I don't have 10 pounds of gold. I got 10 pounds of makeup. And, so with the big dangling earrings, she took her shoes off and she took her earrings off. She said, that's fine. They were fucking each other up.
It gets real when they start taking off their jewelry. They're like,
yeah.
Because I ain't going to mess this up.
And Flair's fighting barefoot. It's like, come on, man. All you got to do is fucking step on the toes. It was a right episode. It wasn't a bad episode. It was pretty good as we're getting closer because we're what like
I don't know what day
like almost 2 weeks away.
Is.
April 1st, April 2nd. April 1st, April 2nd. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. Actually, it's a big wrestling weekend. It's because That Friday's the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. That Saturday during the day, the NXT Stand and Deliver pay-per-view. Or yeah, NXT Stand and Deliver, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's a big pay-per-view from LA.
You didn't see me roll my eyes, but I rolled my eyes a little bit about the Ring of Honor thing. I'm like, it's not a big thing, but yeah.
And then Saturday night is night 1 of WrestleMania, Sunday's night 2, and then all mixed in there, you got the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Oh yeah.
So you know, it's a big weekend, you know.
I see.
All kinds of wrestling that weekend. Yes, I'll be watching the Ring of Honor pay-per-view because I'll be with Lux, and he's into the Ring of Honor now.
He's into it all. He
you know what? I give him credit. He's all in. You know, he's watching New Japan. He's watching AEW. He's watching Ring of Honor. He's watching WWE. He's watching NXT. He's all in. Yeah.
You know, let's see. This week, what did I watch this week? I saw the clip on YouTube of Gable looking for Otis, and then he finds Otis, who's now Otis, doing that photo shoot. And the thing that got me was they referenced a big scandal going on with Vanderpump Rules, this Bravo show.
Yeah.
They referenced Tom Sandoval. I only know about this because Stephanie. Stephanie loves the Bravo shows. And so I hear about this scandal all the time. And so I'm seeing them reference the thing. I'm like, oh my God, they're referencing like this is now popping up in the WWE. So then I'm telling Stephanie about it. And then Stephanie's like telling me that Omos was on Watch What Happens, that Andy Cohen talk show on Bravo, as the bartender. And I was just like, what?
That's a disaster waiting to happen, by the way. Omos versus Brock Lesnar. It's horrible.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They had a horrible segment on Raw. Horrible segment on Raw. It was no thank you. You lose. You're no good. It was not good. It was not good.
I was catching up on some of the recent We Are Stardom episodes on YouTube. So it's a little more palatable if I watch it that way. Although there's still things that piss me off. You were talking about Raquel Gonzalez like just going down by anything from Emma and stuff like that. There is a match. It was Saya Kamatani was defending the Wonder Stardom title against Momo Watanabe. And like Momo is famous for her incredibly stiff, brutally stiff like strikes and kicks. Like foreigners complain about it a little bit because they're like, she just kicks the shit out of you and all this stuff. But yeah, she does legitimately just assault people with these kicks. And so she's kicking this girl, and this girl is just a skinny, toothpicky girl. And she's like no selling it, not going down and all this stuff. And then she's out striking this, this sort of a thicker, hard kicking woman. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I know Saya Kamatani has the push at the moment, right? But I'm just like, why do we lose our logic just for push? I hate this sort of aspect of pro wrestling. Like, I don't know, that sort of stuff.
It's a lot of it lately has just been blah blah blah.
Hey, wait.
Zeus Kitten.
Yeah, look, it's the God of Thunder.
Oh, the God of Thunder. What's up there, buddy? Fucking you and Tanahashi done playing with each other? Everything good?
I've been working on Muto's Hall of Fame acceptance speech.
Oh, my bad. Yes, I like to thank the Academy. Okay.
So, Zeus, I was mentioning earlier that last week you and I we talked and stuff about the Muto's Hall of Fame thing, about the Japanese Mount Rushmore, et cetera, and I was saying that I regretted not putting it out publicly before it got announced that Muto was going into the Hall of Fame because you predicted so many things that came to pass. So
Yeah, because Ric Flair's going to induct him, right?
Yeah.
They had the graphic yesterday of Muta going into the Hall of Fame. You know what I noticed? Everything was great Muta. There was no KG Muto there. He was every single picture that they showed of Muta.
yeah,
Yeah.
It was as Muta. It was as Muta.
Yeah, and because I don't think that that Muto ever had a WCW match.
No, he didn't he? It was always Muta, right?
Yeah, because I think he knew that, and WCW knew that they had to kind of always keep him as the Great Muta, for recognition and not to confuse people and whatever, because I think that's probably the biggest reason why. So maybe Keiji Muto feels a little snubbed by WWE.
Yeah, maybe.
He's not in there, and it's just a great Muta.
One of Muto's going to wear space paint.
I don't know. He might wear one of the masks for.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do face paint with that,
Yeah.
He
I wanted
could.
to see Sting induct them, though, man.
That's the smart choice. That this is probably why they should have done it a couple of years ago. But
yeah.
You
mean to tell me that Triple H and Tony Khan can come out with some deal, but like the fucking lend out Sting for a night? Come on.
I know. It's.
It just takes about 10 pounds of cocaine to do it. Come on.
I'm sure Triple H could have got him some blow. Come on.
Well, I mean, I don't think that Tony Khan's got any problem getting that being in.
No, but, come on. I'm sure Triple H could have put on one of his credit cards. Yeah, you know what? It's on me for the night.
It's
I
only
need Sting.
for the night.
It's only for the night. I need Sting here.
For the night that Sting, you would have had Sting. You get.
There's a straw. Here's $100 bill. Go ahead, have fun. Sting, come with me. Come on.
I saw Sting do they did like a little interview with him after it was announced, that he would, be in the Great Muta's last match, and he had some nice things to say, about him and everything. So, there's that different layer that Flair has to the connection to Muta.
Yeah, they had their WCW run together. Yeah.
And and
has that title switch ever been recognized?
Which one?
When Muta won the NWA International Championship?
No, he won the NWA World Title.
Right, but was it recognized here in the States?
Yeah,
it was. Okay.
Yeah. Because remember that's when the WCW had they were working with the NWA again at the time, and then after they stopped working with them again, that's when it became the WCW International.
Right. And that's the one that Chono had, right or no?
No, Chono had the NWA World Title.
Okay, that's the one that Rick Rude had.
No, Rick Rude was WCW International Champion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm all fucked up.
So, James, if you recall, to remind you of how it was recognized. So when Muta wins it from Chono, right?
Right.
He then goes on to lose it to Barry Windham. Remember?
Yeah. Okay.
That was a Beach Blast, which was held
Beach Blast. Yes, there you go. Yes. Now it's all coming back to me. Yes. I'll tell you, man, ever since I got out of the hospital, my memory's been like cuckoo. Yes, okay.
And then Ric Flair, who was the WC World Title holder, he'd beaten Big Van Vader, then he beat Barry Windham for the NWA World Title, and then that got renamed to international title, right?
Yeah.
But then who did Root beat
Right.
to wear it?
What's that?
Who did
Rick
Root beat?
beat?
I think he beat Flair for it.
Really? Oh
Mhm.
shit! I gotta look this up.
I'm going to my computer. My
Okay.
computer.
Okay.
It's an inside joke, but there is a show Stephanie and I used to watch of this art auction, and this guy would always say, "Go to my computer. Go to my computer."
I'm confused.
Where the heck is this? Okay.
I hope they recognize it in
time.
the Hall of Fame speech. I don't want to see Muda come out the fucking blue.
So yeah, he beat Ric Flair Fall Brawl '93 in Houston, Texas to win it the first time. He lost it to Hiroshi Hase at a house show, won it back like a few days later, and then lost it to Sting at Spring Stampede '94. Then won it at Wrestling Dontaku, but this was not. This was reversed. So yeah,
When was it unified?
I guess Ric Flair, right?
Flair unified it, right? Yeah.
When he beat Sting at Clash of Champions.
Right. Okay, I'm all confused.
Yeah, it all that stuff was a little confusing to be fair.
Yeah, it's not just you.
All right. I thought the hospital kicked my ass too hard. I was like, wait a minute, what?
No.
It existed for less than a year as a title, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. So, yeah, a lot of stuff is happening in New Japan. I heard the new leader of the Bullet Club is fucking Dave Finlay.
I believe so.
Is this right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And Sonata left Lij, right?
And Sonata, yeah, he's joined just 4 guys, and now it's just 5 guys.
5 guys. Type of burger.
So hey, so does it feel like they're going to be shutting down Lij in the future? Maybe.
I don't think so. Do you?
No, I think it's way too popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way too
I
popular.
mean, it's really part of Naito's identity.
Yeah. He's been a part of his identity for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely since the the run in Mexico and coming back, and yeah, I think that's really part of him. Now it may open it up for a new another new person to come in. I mean, since they have Titan in there.
Oh, it's, real fast. Rocky Romero lost his hair last night in CML.
He lost in a Apuestas match?
Yeah.
Was he in Mexico?
Yes. It was like a 4-way match with Valador Jr., Angel de Oro, and Aruculo.
Chris Kattan?
Yes, Chris Kattan. Chris Kattan.
Wow, really?
Outstanding.
Now, what's this happening on Wednesday on Dynamite now? Because I hear like this match is getting a lot of heat. They're billing it as a dream match: Kenny Omega versus Viking.
Do you remember they were supposed to have this match for the Triple A title when Omega had it a few years ago, and I can't remember what happened, but Omega wasn't able to do it, and so he vacated the title. But yeah, it's just it's a dream match to the AEW jerk off crowd and stuff. So it's Omega versus the flippiest, floppiest, sloppiest jumping bean you can think of. Vikingo. I know a lot of people love him, but he's just nonstop botchy, flippy, jumpy shit. So I'm not a fan. I'm with Bean on this. Neither he or I like this guy. It's just flippy.
Okay.
Lux will love him.
Yeah, Lux will love him.
Zeus, you remember those clips I've shown you all in the past where everyone has to wait forever while Vikingo is just setting up like the stupidest bullshit, right?
Oh yeah, I mean we've seen some of his matches. I mean, I want to say that we might have seen. Remember when we all used to watch AAA together sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. I remember because that's what I used to say all the time. It's like if Vikingo was in Lucha Underground, he would be great faction with Taurus and I can't remember who else I used to say, but they were kind of like all that, kind of all had that Viking kind of aesthetic.
Yeah. They did an interview with Dragon Lee at NXT the other day on Tuesday. He showed up on NXT, Dragon Lee. I was like, oh, look at this. They're actually not changing his name or his mask. I'm shocked. So let's see where that goes. I don't know if they're going to do anything good with him, but let's see where it goes.
Yeah. But Lance Dorado said that he might be retiring his mask.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah, he just wonders if he should be someone, be himself.
Speaking of being themselves, they turned Santos Escobar face.
Oh.
Yeah, he's feuding with President Dom. Because how dare you respect Rey Mysterio? How dare you disrespect your father? Blah, blah, blah. He's the greatest luchador. I respect him. And if your father won't fight you, I'll punch you in the mouth. And he did. And that was kind of hot. I was like, shit, President Dom got punched in the face by Santos Escobar.
Nice.
So now Escobar's a face. I'm like, okay. Do we dare see the return of King Cuerno?
No.
They're not getting King Cuerno.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, I know. Wishful thinking.
Wait until Prison Dom one day brings up Santos' son. The one who, when he lost the mask, was doing the throat cut thing to LA Park.
Oh, yeah. His son comes along. Hopefully, his son will get treated a little better in Mexico. Of course, I don't know.
Something interesting last night happened too. Rey Mysterio was in the ring with Dom, and Rey Mysterio was wearing his big gold chain. It said LWO. I was like, oh, is that a nod to Conan? Nice.
Yeah, Conan's going to induct Ray, right?
Yeah.
And then he's going to ask everyone if they've listened to his podcast.
Yes.
How many times have each of you been DM'd by Conan about listening to his
Oh my God.
It's been a while, but yeah, I've gotten it.
But yeah, I've gotten it too.
But I believe he asked me like 4 times, and then I would always go and listen to the new one, and then I would stop until he would ask me to watch it to listen again.
Do you think he's a good person to induct Ray?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, why not? He knows Ray better than most anyone, really.
So. Yeah. Then he bring Ray to ECW.
I mean, and Conan is always hyping up Rey Mysterio as if he's the the greatest, best, this and this of all time. So I mean, wouldn't you want that person to be your hype man?
I guess.
They're already doing it
I
for
guess.
free on a daily basis. So
I mean,
I want
honestly,
that.
you know,
I wanted Dom to break character, have Dom do it.
who else would you want?
I don't know. That's a good. I mean, the perfect world it would have been Eddie Guerrero.
Well, yeah. That would
But
be-
yeah. But now, I can see. Well, if you want to keep it WWE centric, yeah. You could have JBL do it because him and JBL has some good battles.
nah,
Nah.
nah.
Yeah.
No, I think, of course, he's, in AEW. I mean, Jericho had, a good feud with,
Yeah.
Malenko's a trainer in AEW, and he's about as exciting as a dried fart. So, yeah, I mean, Ray's career is tied, most famously with Eddie, with and against Eddie.
Yeah.
I don't know who else you'd have.
Speaking of the Mysterios, Dom Mysterio and Rhea Ripley was. I was telling Pedro earlier today, Zeus, that last night on SmackDown, Rhea Ripley was cutting a big time promo on Charlotte Flair in the ring, and the Dominic kind of like interfered, and so Rhea Ripley and Charlotte are beating the shit out of each other, and Dominic's trying to interfere. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, they're setting this up for Andrade to come back? You have Andrade and Charlotte versus fucking Dom and Rhea Ripley?
Who knows? I mean, what's Andrade's status at the moment?
I don't know, but I haven't seen him I haven't heard anything from him. I mean, is he still in the contract?
Remember, this guy punched a worker backstage.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Even like, I want you to think about this. Reportedly, Tony Khan told him up front, even if you start a fist fight, we will not let you go. And he still went and punched this guy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I imagine he's going to be stuck there for a while.
Because I thought they were starting to set it up. I said, "Oh, is this a setup now? Is that Dom getting in Charlotte's face? Is this a setup for fucking Andrade?"
Would it really matter? Like if Andrade showed back up in the WWE, are they gonna put a rocket on him?
No, but it'll be an instant storyline. If you want to keep the Rhea Ripley and Dom dynamic going.
I guess.
You put them against another couple, right?
Right.
Like Edge and Beth.
Right.
So but like how many times can you do Edge and Beth? So you put it so you do it against another couple.
I think that he's so far removed from the because you just have to remember that the WWE universe is in tune with what's going on, and I don't think that. I mean, they're not even like as lovey-dovey on social media anymore.
Right.
I don't even. I mean, he's so far out of the mind of.
Yeah.
So I'm looking this up. His last match was September 4th of last year. So he is not wrestled on September 4th anywhere.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's what happens when you get sat at home for punching a coworker.
I'll punch you in the face, or you not. Bang! Oh, you punched me in my face.
Yeah, so he wrestled at Triple Mania 30.
Ah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, with Cibernetico and Deonna Purrazzo, and they lost to Bandito, Taya, and Pagano.
Ah.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at Cage Match. They don't have a match for him after.
Speaking of Taya, she made her AEW debut.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I mean, good for her. I mean,
She's getting that money.
I just, you know, we'll just see what happens. I don't know that she's going to be the one to dethrone
Jade.
But I mean,
no.
I mean,
hey, Taya Valkyrie. She's in recent years, she's a lot slower than she used to be, like physically in the ring. She still has potential as a good character, right?
Yeah.
She's always been a good character.
Yeah.
But I mean, but you know what? Even her being slower is not going to matter if she's in there. If they brought her to have a program with Jade. Jade is so shitty in the ring. It'll be fine. Like it'll be terrible. You know what I mean? But because it's terrible, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Taya,
you get what
you
I'm
can still
saying?
get a good match. Yeah, but even though she's slower in the ring, you can still get a good match out of Taya.
That's the thing is she's got to, you know, she's had to change her style.
Yeah,
because you know those matches that you know, like the ones that I saw her in at WrestleCade, you know, they were very fun, but they were not like lucha matches. They were not
right.
You know, they were just like her and Evil East. They beat the crap out of each other. Right, and then the one and Penelope Ford. That was a street fight.
Penelope Ford. Yeah,
each other, and then the other one was the four-way match, and so that kind of had, you know, you know, so much going on, and that was another big brawl. So you know, maybe, you know, if she sticks to being methodical and having you know, big brawling matches, she's probably going to do. And like you said, she does good with her character work.
Yeah.
The Taya's never been. I'm not trying to upset anyone. She's never been necessarily great in the ring. She's good at like brawls. Like her best match is that one with Ayako Hamada in Mexico, right? And that match is just a bloody, hardcore, like street fight brawl, right? They're just fighting everywhere, bleeding everywhere, doing little stunt spots. So that's the kind of scenario she works best in. Like a lot of wrestlers now, it's just like you do a little, you know, smoke and mirrors, you do some brawling and stuff. Hana Kimura, she wasn't necessarily fantastic in the ring, but she was great at brawling, right?
Yeah.
Like, which is weird because she was such a beautiful looking girl, right? But she, for some reason, that's where her talent seemed to come out. Is like, let's just fight rough. So, like, I don't know why, but maybe because she was kind of a muscular girl too, but which is similar. Taya's a big muscular girl, so yeah, you should go clubber people. Like, she doesn't. Yeah, I mean, just clubber people. If she had a brawl with Jade and might cover up Jade's horribleness, it might, you know. So yeah, if they have something like that, it might work out. But no lady is having a good match in AEW, James. So there's the chances of anyone having a good match in AEW women on the women front is not very high.
That's Soraya Page, aka Paige. She got fined for calling the AEW crowd neck beard stinky twats.
She got fined?
Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
And then she bitched.
truth.
And then she bitched that MJF can say all this shit. How come I can't?
Yeah, MJF threw a drink on a little
He threw
kid.
tequila on a kid. Yeah, he threw tequila on
The
a
kid
kid.
wasn't even interacting with him. And he's just,
She called the crowd a bunch of neckbeard, lazy, stinky twats.
it hit too close to home for TK. That's
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I guess our buddy Dog. It's a good thing he doesn't work for AEW. He'd gotten fined for.
Oh, that was funny what you said this morning, Susan. That was fucking funny.
Yeah, that was from Dog. He said that. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, I can't believe that footage, that fight.
That was funny.
Dude is so drunk he can't punch the guy in the face.
And he was punching him in slow motion. He was still missing. Yeah, but and then Paige had the audacity to bitch at Tony Khan. Like, wait a minute, how come you finding me and not MJF? I do the same shit. Oh my god!
That's the thing. He's always saying that. I'm just saying he's always saying that dumbass basic bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's with the spray paint? Just the fake version of the NWO?
Yeah, basically.
We're taking over.
James, okay, if you see something going on in AEW or anywhere else that's not, or it could even be in the WWE, anywhere. Okay, you see something going on anywhere and you're like, this feels like I've seen this before, this feels like cosplay. You're like, guess what? It's cosplay.
I saw one YouTube thing with the fucking spray paint, and I'm like, hold on, if Britt Baker's the face? She's the baby face in all this? I'm like, something's wrong here. I'm like, what's going on? No, I'm like, like, we don't like the AEW originals, and we make the women's division, they don't. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody's an AEW original. The AEW's only been around for 5 years. What are you talking about?
It doesn't.
I'm like, wait a minute. What's the AEW original? Everybody's from somewhere else because nobody's been wrestling for AEW for 20 years. Oh my god.
James, I just direct you to the Wrestle Kingdom from 2017 where Okada and Omega had their match. And Omega does stuff and he and the Bucks keep stopping the pose and like, we did this at the Tokyo Dome. They keep doing these things like that. Now I bring this up because this is the mentality of the people doing AEW. Okay. So they've only been around since 2019. So say it's like technically 4 years, however long you're like. So they're like, oh, these are the originals.
So,
whoa,
that's Kenny. That's Kenny Omega running in between.
Holy shit. I almost spit water everywhere.
I was watching the World Baseball Classic. I was watching Japan playing the Tokyo Dome, and I'm expecting Okada to run out in the field. I'm like, where's Okada with the belt? Oh God, I'm sorry. Just go ahead.
We had like great remember when they had that the NWA guys, the Jim Crockett guys played the what was it, the Charlotte Police Department in a basketball game.
Oh yeah.
Dusty's out there draining the jumpers. And
yeah.
Behind the back panel, like, good God, Dusty, you might have messed your damn calling, man. He was the Rock, man.
Yeah, he was good.
But like, just that makes me think of like, what if you had like a New Japan baseball team Like,
Oh my God! Imagine.
can you imagine if a pitcher banged one of the damn wrestlers?
Oh, I think Greedo Khan getting hit in the head. Oh, that's it. It's a
Oh
wrap.
my God.
It's over.
Fucking United Empire come out there and just beat their
That's
shit.
it. Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's over.
Okan beat them, take their women.
Yeah.
I see everybody running away from Jeff Cobb. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit,
man.
Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb.
Such a idiot. Hey, you know what I was also thinking of? Like some like the, because we used to get kind of cool, interesting things that would happen in wrestling that were kind of they were kind of subtle things, and like when remember after they took the Rihanna's title away from Taya in Triple H,
Yeah.
and then they had that 4-woman match to for the new champion.
Oh, the Sexy Star stuff?
Huh?
The stuff with Sexy Star shooting in the match, or
No. It was the other match.
okay.
And then Killer Cross came in to the ring after it was over and Saito'd all 4 women and just left them laying.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's like this is for time, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, it's like how who approved that? Because Vampire or whoever let Taya go. Because I don't think Vampiro approved that. I think that was probably Conan.
Somebody did. Somebody approved that shit. Yeah. When I've come across, I'm gonna have Killer Cross Saito suplex all the women in the ring. Okay, yeah, okay, good. It works. Yeah, okay.
And then remember the Lucha Underground match where Taya was she was like the fan at ringside with the hoodie on and everything, and came in to help Johnny Mundo. I missed it, man. Worldwide Underground was great. They were.
That's why I can't watch MLW, Zeus. If I'm gonna watch Johnny Mundo, I have to watch him on Lucha Underground. There's no way I'm watching MLW for him. No way. There's no way he's having a good match in that MLW. There's no fucking way.
He's been teaming with Adonis.
Yeah.
Lately in Mexico. I think they're in that was it Copa del Mundial or whatever the World Cup.
Right. Yeah, they're having that World Cup. Yeah.
Speaking of things that don't make sense.
Okay.
I know you guys haven't been watching NXT, but NXT, Roxanne Perez is the champion, right?
Yes.
All right. So
I do have a question about. Yeah.
She had a match with Meiko Satomura, right?
Yeah.
And apparently after the match, she dropped her face. Ambulance came, she did the stretcher job. They said she was dehydrated from all the training she did for her match with Meiko Satomura, blah, blah, blah. Now they're going to take the belt off her actually hold a ladder match tournament for the new champion.
Ladder. Why a ladder?
What's the point? I think it's a ladder match. I think so. What's the point of putting the belt on Roxanne Perez if you're going to do that 2 months later?
First off, I tried to ask Brian Bell about this week. He missed my question, but so when they were starting to build up the Roxanne Mako match, my understanding was it was for Stand and Deliver.
Right.
So why did this match happen before Stand and Deliver?
Is Roxanne hurt?
I don't know. Well, why'd they have the match then?
I don't know. I don't get the stretcher job.
I don't. Why? But no, I've not seen an answer why they had the match before Stand and Deliver.
I don't know.
When it was being promoted for Stand and
Deliver. Yeah, I don't know, Pedro. I don't know.
My
only
ladder
guess
match
is that
thing is
she's hurt.
the ladder match thing is Shawn fucking Michaels. Like, he's running the thing. What do you expect?
Okay, so why are you gonna do this whole smoke and mirrors? How come you can't say, due to her injury, she can't defend the title, hence we're gonna hold a new tournament? Keep it simple. What this whole? Why are you gonna have the match that you promoted for Stand and Deliver? Have it 2 weeks earlier, 3 weeks earlier, and then have her do a stretcher job.
It's Shawn Michaels, James.
Ambulance job. Talk about she's dehydrated.
How many times must I say it's Shawn Michaels?
Oh, horrible.
You know, it's like painfully obvious, like how much apparent it is now that he was so heavily involved with the all that creative stuff that you know, all that crap that they did as DX, you know,
Yeah.
like that literally was his personality. It still is pretty much. He's just older and you can't see straight.
You want to talk about rehashing old story? Isn't that the same shit that Shawn Michaels did back in the day in the ring? He collapsed after Vince McMahon interviewed him. He collapsed. He fell. He couldn't defend the title. Blah blah blah.
When he lost his smile and all that.
Oh yeah, when he lost his smile, all that bullshit.
Yeah, he came up with more excuses not to wrestle Bret Hart than Jesus. Yeah, and worse than Cartman just crying, just man.
Well, I mean, I was all amped up for this match. I said, yeah, but it's like 3 weeks early. Because it's supposed to be Stand and Deliver.
That was the thing that confused me, because like I was planning on watching it for Stand and Deliver because it's Meiko Satomura getting a shot at the title, but then suddenly, without me knowing anything, I'm hearing, the match happened on regular NXT, but it was supposed to happen at Stand and Deliver.
Yeah. And then they pull the whole fucking ambulance comes in. She does this.
Whoa.
I don't get that.
So what you're saying there, James, if they're going to pull that angle, and if she was injured, why not drop the title to Meiko Satomura?
Exactly.
Like, isn't that much simpler than?
Yeah. Then you could do whatever you want with the title with Meiko Satomura. You know, if you want to do a fatal four-way or blah blah blah, fine. You know, because Meiko Satomura is more interested in training people than being on TV.
Well, I mean, that's the whole reason that before they brought her to NXT UK, keep in mind, occasionally the WWE was flying her to Florida to help train people.
Yeah.
So she was already like transitioning to this sort of thing, like kind of relationship. And then when they signed her to NXT UK, the whole deal was for her to train those girls and eventually come train.
Yeah, but then they put the strap on her. You're right.
Well, yeah, because it was they wanted to give her like a nice thing for her service or whatever, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? I don't get it.
I just hope Ric Flair doesn't fuck up Muda's acceptance speech. His induction speech.
I thought you were saying he was gonna come wrestle for the women's match at the.
No. I don't want to see Muda in a wheelchair either. I want to see him fucking walk.
Dang. Next, James gonna be like, and I want to see Andre the Giant. Macho Man.
I was upset. Remember that match with Sting and Darby Allin?
Yeah.
And in the post-match stuff, he's sitting in the wheelchair.
He was hurt.
And I'm like, come on, man, get up, man, get up. This is your last get up. Like I wanted him to get up and like hit somebody, or you like green miss somebody,
Zeus, do not get injured around James.
No, but if it's your last match, if it's supposedly your last match, I mean, come on, man, you got to go out in style, fucking, who's the guy answering questions at the press thing, the post match, hit him, punch him in the face, do spit some mist at him. Do something.
Yeah.
No, but the whole thing with Chono, him in the post match, that's what I'm talking about. You know, there's something extra. You know, well, it's good. You know, I just hope they don't screw this up.
It'll be fun.
I hope for.
Huh?
I think it's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I
worry
mean-
too much about it. Just let it be whatever it is. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I mean, no, it's just, you know, it's like what Zeus said, like WWE Universe doesn't know anything outside of the WWE Universe. I'm surprised they even could spell Muda, you know?
Well, I mean, obviously this is, one of those things that you would not have really expected before Vince stepped down. Of course, I'm not gonna lie either, but I mean the Fujinami.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, because he put Fujinami in, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for some idiot to say, "Oh, he stole that spitting thing from Oscar."
Oh no, it's all the idiots are saying, did he ever wrestle in WWE?
Oh, here we go.
That's what all the idiots are saying.
There we go. It was just a matter of time before that started.
Oh, it started right at the
Really
announcement tweets.
brutal.
How many matches did he have in WWE? Shut the fuck up. That's how
It's amazing how these fans, they act like they're the end all be all fans, but they don't know jack. Outside WWE, they don't know shit. You know?
No, but that's the whole thing is that WWE fans, they most of them just watch Raw, SmackDown, or Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
And,
Or
I think the majority of them watch all three, but then do they still have those other shows, the main event on? Right?
yeah,
They do.
Yeah,
They do. And then they have that weird, almost like that NXT version of main event / superstar. I can't remember what it's called. They have that stupid thing too.
So I mean, it just they're busy and they're busy enough with it, and when I see some of these people today, they're like, I watch everything. And I'm like, oh my God, what kind of job do you have where you can devote like 80 hours of your life
a week? I know, right? It's like fucking ridiculous.
I mean, it was, our Saturday, Sunday, we would have like, maybe like 24 hours in a weekend, before
Every Saturday, 6:05. Zeus, remember that?
right. Because, and like I said, there was a time where it was on at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
9 a.m., noon, and 6:05.
In New York, you get Friday night be WWE, and then Saturday morning on cable will be WCW Worldwide, NWA Worldwide, I should say.
Yeah.
And then 6:05 it was TBS, So.
Right, James. It was on the MSG network.
Yeah. Yep.
From Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Because they used to run there every Friday. So.
Yeah. Yep. And then ECW was being shown on MSG Network every Friday at 2 a.m. in the morning. That was the only place I could watch it.
Yeah, ECW came on late, but I mean, we had that was kind of the thing is like Saturday morning would get crowded because you would have Mid Atlantic, NWA Worldwide, you would have World Class, and
I forgot about World Class. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe one or two of the WWF syndicated shows.
Yeah, the WWF Superstars was on a lot on Saturdays. Remember that?
Yeah, that was the one I saw the most. I think there was sometimes a second one. I'm not sure anymore, but then sometimes you would have we got things like Florida sometimes, and then I remember I don't really remember seeing Mid-South. I've had people tell me that it was in the area. I don't remember it because I would have been watching it. But because the first time I saw it was when it was transitioning to UWF.
Ooh, brutal.
I mean, but I mean, not Herb Abrams UWF.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. I have to,
just the end of
because Bill Walsh was trying to take it national. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I remember being in New York, right? And like when I would come down to visit my parents, I would catch all the wrestling that FCW at the time. Yeah, you would catch or show the old Mid-South. I would catch all that stuff. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Then I go back to New York and you get WCW, NWA, obviously WWF. Yeah.
Now, so for what I remember, Florida would come on sometimes on Saturday afternoons. But then after Dusty went back there and it became PWF, that was on late at night on Saturday night. And then Sunday night there would be Glow would be on.
Yeah, Glow. Yeah, that's right.
See, I got Glow on Saturday evenings.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys remember when ESPN would show the AWA?
Yes.
Yeah, prime time.
Yeah.
Like on Thursday night, I want to say Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Because my dad was a ESPN junkie at that time, and and then the Road Warriors had left Georgia and then turned up in the AWA, because I remember my dad was like, he's like, you might want to come in here and watch the TV with me. And he's like, your favorites are on. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I walked in there and there was the Road Warriors and Paul Ellering, and it's like, oh my God, because they had that Pro Wrestling Illustrated was like, oh, they're going to get banned from the NWA.
I remember that. Yeah.
They need to be thrown out of wrestling because they're too mean.
I remember that. It was all cover up because they didn't want to pay them the fucking money.
Once again, they were just guys that had options at that point.
Yeah. But Byrne threw a lot more money at him, didn't he?
Well, he did. At that point, but then. Then they kind of were like, well, we're not, because remember they started wrestling back for Crockett,
right.
while they were still AWA tag champs.
Right. That's right. Yeah. They even had the AWA belts on Crockett TV, didn't they?
Yeah. Because that Great American Bash 86 maybe was the double Russian chain match.
Man.
Yeah, that's old school shit right there.
Good time there.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I wasn't aware of TBS until like maybe, I don't know, 84, 85, somewhere in there.
And now we got idiots like Santino Morello and Danhausen.
Somewhat, I think it was when we moved to Huntsville that I started seeing TBS more. So it was around 85.
TBS was awesome, Pedro, because that was the only place that I could see any kind of NWA wrestling.
But James, in the when I was younger, like
Yeah.
pre-85, we lived in
Oh,
Port
okay.
Arthur and we lived in Groves, and for some reason we didn't have access to TBS there.
Ah, gotcha.
Well, we moved
gotcha.
to Huntsville. Suddenly, we had access to TBS.
Mhm.
There's
You were
some of the Houston channels we didn't have access to until we moved to Huntsville.
Well, did you guys get any Houston wrestling down here or no?
No, see, I missed out on all the Houston wrestling because most of that stuff was over by the time we were here in Huntsville.
Oh, okay.
But like we got World Class on syndication, and we got the WWF on syndication when I was younger, like pre Huntsville, and then Huntsville on, you had more access to stuff. And then, like I was saying about Glow came on Saturday evenings for us.
Yeah.
On syndication. Man, there's so much wrestling, especially like by 1989 and 1990. There's so much wrestling you could watch. And we watched like everything, and like for us, like because we watched the Spanish language TV, we also could see some CMLL around 90.
Yeah, I used to watch Lucha Libre. I used to watch Lucha Libre with my grandmother, AAA. Yeah.
Well, no, and it was EMLL at the time still, but they were on Univision every so often.
Well,
or Galavision, whatever one it was.
in New York,
AAA doesn't show up till 92, so they don't exist until 92.
Right. In New York, it was Telemundo. Telemundo used to show AAA shows.
Mm.
But you have to catch it at an odd hour, it would be on like 11:30 on a Friday night.
It didn't come on consistently.
Right.
Do you
remember?
I was going to say the one. There was one that was it was called ICW.
Oh.
And that was the one. It was run by Joe Savoldi, and his son was one of the stars there, and jumping Joe Savoldi, and I think it was Joe Savoldi and Eric Spracio were the tag team champions, and the Boston Bad Boy was their manager, and Tony Atlas was the champion there for a long time, and Vic Steamboat's biggest claim to fame was that one he won the ICW title from Tony Atlas, and like they showed that match. They showed that match like every other week for months, and then it became like IWCCW, and
I remember when it was IWCCW. I remember those letters, yeah.
And so it was, so, but that was another fun one.
They would show sometimes. I would get not often, but sometimes I would get the USWA shit.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
It would pop up here and there. I was like, oh, look at this, But
we got Global after.
Yeah, Global would pop up.
Oh man, Global.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Global that came after World Class, or after World Class?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and
not that shit Global with Impact. No.
The Jeff Jarrett Global?
No, not that Global Force bullshit. No.
Global Force.
It sound like a.
We got a bunch of belts, but we don't really have a promotion.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. So the and then after Glow, they had POW. Remember powerful women of wrestling or something?
Oh no, I never got that one.
No, yes. I never saw that. No.
One of the girls that were in Glow left Glow, but some of them were still in POW, like the Russian girl and the terrorist were still in POW. and that's where you remember Terry Power, who became
Yes.
Tori.
Yeah.
That's where she got going, and I think Reggie Bennett started there. I think that's where she was at.
Reggie Bennett. I completely forgot about that lady.
Yeah, and
I still remember when all the Glow wrestlers would do their rap.
Yes, that's the
Magnificent
best
Mimi.
stuff.
Do y'all remember Magnificent Mimi?
Yes, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
Magnificent
yeah.
Mimi.
Yeah, she was pretty too, and she was in POW. I think they had some of the other girls there that have been, kind of the uh, like Susan Sexton. I think it was there, and her. I can't remember her. Who was her regular
That's a
tag
name you
team
don't hear
partner?
in a while. Man, I don't remember.
Susan Sexton. Wow.
I know I hadn't heard that name in forever.
Yeah, that's old school.
Okay, so they had Bambi, Candy Divine, they had Coal Miner's
Candy
Daughter.
Divine. Yeah, the coal miner's daughter. Right.
Yeah, she was originally in Glow. Essence, who was Envy in Glow. Hot Rod Andy, she was Angel. Insanity was Dementia in Glow. Luna was in POW. Medusa was in POW.
Wow.
Yeah, Tina Ferrari was Nina.
Oh,
That's right. She did turn to Nina for a while.
Yeah. And Peggy Lee Leather was there. Queen Kong. Wendy Ritker was there a bit. The Syrian terrorist, she was Palestina in Glow.
Palestina. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Natasha the Russian was the first POW champion, and she lost the title on the second episode to Nina, and I believe she had a wardrobe malfunction that they kind of blur out because she had like this Velcro thing where it went around the back of her neck and it came loose.
We need video proof of this.
I think we probably put pound nip slip into YouTube and make
sure. I'm scared what would actually come up.
Oh man.
Let's see what comes up.
Nothing pro wrestling related. I can tell you that right now.
If Dominic Mysterio is going to stand next to Rhea Ripley a lot, then he better start doing some curls because fucking Rhea Ripley's arms look massive compared to his.
If pretty soon it's gonna be like anyone stands next to Bianca Belair, they better work on their shoulders because her shoulders are like the size of Hulk Hogan's
massive,
biceps
man.
in the 80s.
She's a freak of nature, though, man.
Forget 24-inch pythons. It's gonna be like 24-inch shoulders.
Did you see the video where she works out with Sheamus?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, Sheamus is turning all kind of different colors just trying to keep up with her.
I can imagine.
Oh, she's a beast. But then Sheamus has a series of videos where you do everybody else's workout.
Yeah.
So he did Rhea Ripley's workout, and he was done.
Yeah.
He was like, "That's it, I give up." I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, I can imagine Bianca Belair must her workouts must be insane.
Yeah.
I mean, look, her and her husband are both like insanely conditioned. So her husband's Ford, right? Montez Ford.
Yeah, Montez Ford.
Montez, okay.
I mean, he deserves a big push. I'm waiting for them to break up the Street Profits and go.
Break it up. Hey, but before we go, I just wanted to mention this whole deal with the ice ribbon that I told you all about. Whoa, Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega.
Yo.
Kenny Omega is here.
I think Kenny Omega would be an abject failure if he ever shows up at WWE.
It don't matter.
Who knows?
I mean, it don't matter. Whatever. Que sera, whatever will be, will be.
He'll try to convince Triple H that, he wants to wrestle a plastic fuck doll in the middle of the ring and be like, no.
Yeah.
We should do it at WrestleMania.
I'll put a bikini on him. Brandon.
So in Japan, there is this promotion called Ice Ribbon. They're a Joshi promotion. They used to be a bigger deal than they are now. It started by Emi Sakura and some other people way back long ago. They've had rounds of being plundered for talent by different promotions, and they've just been increasingly getting smaller and smaller over time, right? And I've talked about them in the past on here. You may recall 2 or so years ago, there was a whole deal because all their main eventers left to form Prominence and go freelance. And a lot of the people were like, how is this promotion going to survive? Like, they got no one. And they still kept going and blah, blah, blah. So this week, 2 of the wrestlers had a press conference. And it was crazy because the president of the company is there at the press conference. He's physically there. Like, these women can see him. He's physically, like, right there in the same space as them. And they are blasting him. Like, they are blasting this man. They are trashing his handling of the company. They're trashing his handling of them, and saying that they're leaving, blah, 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 blah. And this is so uncharacteristic for Japanese wrestling, right? You just don't get such frank, open stuff like this. And so then after this press conference and these 2 girls announced they're leaving, Yappy is a girl from the Philippines. She's been wrestling there for a few years. She does all their English language stuff. Like, she does all of it. Like, all their English language stuff is Yappy. And so she gets on Twitch and she does like a 2-hour stream where she is crying her eyes out and she's airing like all the dirty laundry of this promotion, like everything, all the bad stuff going on. She airs this all on Twitch. And the more it goes on, like, the worse it's getting. And it's just like all the stuff you kind of would hear is like you're about dojo life and stuff. You're just getting all that kind of stuff. It just, awful things going on. All the things that people say have changed in wrestling. You're just like, oh, it still goes on. Kind of like when the Me Too stuff was going on with the wrestling in 2020. When all that stuff was coming out, people were like, "Oh, the wrestlers are still acting like sex creeps." Like they're like not our generation of wrestlers, and it's like even them. And all of them are like, "Well, we learned it from the old guys," and it's like, yeah, the old ways still go on, right? And so there's been this whole deal this week. It's just been unprecedented. This level of you never hear about these kind of things. You hear about it maybe later, like decades later, like with some of the JWA stuff. But have y'all ever seen this kind of open expose on Japanese wrestling before?
No. I mean, is it a work or is it?
No, it's not a work.
No.
This is not a work. No. I mean, this. What kind of angle would there be in airing all these grievances?
Yeah, I guess maybe just to bring eyes to the promotion. I guess I don't know.
I mean, the Yappy thing was weird because everyone was telling her she should leave, she should join this promotion, she should join that promotion, and she was trying to dodge around it, and then finally she just admitted to everyone, "Hey, Ice Ribbon is my Visa sponsor." Like she can't leave. like it's promotion. Like they're the whole reason she can stay in Japan. But my thing was, how can she work there after airing all this stuff out?
Mm.
I don't know.
I mean, you just sit there and you say to yourself, it's like, well, what the hell, I mean, you're kind of, you're taking a big risk when you're, when you do these kinds of things, because I mean, historically, other promotions don't look favorably on that kind of thing either.
No.
So,
No, they don't.
Because how could you trust that person?
Right, exactly. No. Why would I let you work for me if you're going to do that to your current employer?
Yeah, and I'm not trying to badmouth Yami for airing all these horrible things that have happened to her, but at the same time, I was just like
I mean, maybe this was something that, hey, listen, I want my release or this and that. And he said no. And then she said, well, okay, but now you're going to hear my mouth. They said, no, you won't do that. And then she did it.
But that's the whole thing. She had to realize, it's like, well, they're paying for your visa, so you're going to have to go back home.
Yeah.
Back to the Philippines. And
who knows?
Some of the stuff in it, I was kind of surprised how so many of these weird attitudes are still a thing there in that wrestling scene. I mean, it really seems like it really hasn't changed. It made me think about some of the other companies. People are like, oh, well, it's all different now. And you're like, maybe it's not. Maybe in New Japan and all these places, the culture pretty much is still the same as it always has been.
Yeah, I mean, you never know,
It made me think about Stardom a bit because sometimes it seems like when some of the girls get over, they get punished a bit for it. So,
yeah,
wrestling is a mess.
It is a mess. It's definitely.
I got to catch up on my New Japan, all the stuff happening with the Bullet Club and LIJ and everything. Like, what's going on?
Well, one of the things I'd always, I've been saying for a long time about LIJ is, is really like they never wanted an American in LIJ. It seemed like somebody said supposedly Jarrett was in there for 5 minutes or something, but
Jeff Jarrett?
Yeah.
He was in LIJ?
No, he's in Bullet Club.
Okay, yeah, Bullet Club.
Yeah. So, but he, but yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's been a really, tight group, and I mean, it's when Evil left, they didn't replace him.
No.
And now Sonata's gone. He said, I got no use for Naito anymore.
Wow.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. And so we'll just kind of see how
well, is this gonna open up the new feud between Naito and fucking Sonata?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Is that a program that we're going to see? I'm down with that.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at collections. There's a at the next event. There's a really cool Sonata card that you'll be able to get at the venue only. So
Naito.
So it's kind of interesting because so LIJ right now is Takahashi, Naito, Titan, and Bushi.
Mhm.
So I mean, they could potentially, take on someone,
Yeah, they could.
because I mean, we've kind of also theorized that, we could end up with Hiromu versus Naito at some point,
Mm.
as a feud. I don't know. It's a weird time for factions,
Yeah.
and
It all started with the breaking up of Suzuki-gun. Now everything's going crazy.
yeah, it really is.
I mean, I want to see what this like how does Dave Finley get to run Bullet Club? That's weird.
Do you think Bullet Club should be ending some?
I mean, what? It's been around for almost 10 years now, right?
Yeah. They're coming
I mean,
together.
there's some one faction or another, right? Been around for about 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be long. When was Devitt? When did he start?
Let me see.
2017? No.
No, it was before that.
Yeah.
So 2013 is when Bullet Club starts. So yeah, it's been 10 years. Apparently February 3rd, 2013. Yeah. So yeah, it has been 10 years. Prince Devitt pinned Tanahashi in a tag team match. This list, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Wow.
if you're looking at the Wikipedia page, scroll all the way down to the timeline.
Oh,
the funniest shit ever.
Let me see this timeline. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Bad Luck Fale is the longest member of Bullet Club. That's hilarious.
And the only one that's been there since day one.
Right.
Man.
It was Prince Devitt, Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, Carl Anderson. El Terrible. Oh, that's hilarious.
Buccanero, Comandante.
Comandante. Nazi was in there. That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's
James, when La Comandante went earlier in her career, we first knew her as La Nazi. She was the
La Nazi
in Mexico, yeah, in CMLL. So she dressed like a Nazi. She was
Wow.
I'm not making that up. Yeah.
Nice. Good job. Jesus. Oh my God. What next?
Oh man. Part timers. Scott D'Amore was a part timer. Mephisto was a very big King Haku.
Scott D'Amore, for real?
Brandy Rhodes. Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell
was in Bullet Club?
Wait a minute.
When the fuck did this happen?
Wait a minute. Green Arrow?
That's what this timeline is saying.
Wait a minute. For real?
That's what this timeline is saying.
When did I miss this?
I don't remember it either. Stephen Amell
was in there for about 5 minutes.
Who?
Mephisto.
Mephisto was in there? Oh my God.
For a day.
Norton was in there for about 5 minutes last year. According to this. Lyrebird Lucci and Caveman Ugg.
I don't know who they are.
Who the fuck is Caveman Ugg?
Who's Lyrebird Lucci? I don't know.
That's a hot name, though.
Rogue Army. Rogue Army is, it's Bad Luck's group.
Oh. So there's groups within the groups. I forgot about that because you got
Yeah.
Evil and his whole fucking
Road
house.
Right, yeah.
is, they wrestle in PWA Black Label in Tamanashi.
So, what do you consider the group in Impact? Is that still Bullet Club?
That would be
Chris Bay and all them?
well. There's ABC 1-2 Sweet, Ace Austin and Chris Bay and Bay FFs, El Phantasmo and Chris Bay. Those are the two, and then Bullet Club USA and Impact.
Oh, so I have to say something about Juice Robinson. He did something on AEW recently. He just appeared and did something. I don't remember what it was. I didn't hear too much about it, but I saw that all these AEW fans were having to explain to people like how he was still in Bullet Club and how it connected to this, and like they had to go on this long explanation. I was just like, if you have to explain this much stuff for something, then the job hasn't been done for this thing. I have to be on television. If you can't follow it, then it did not work.
Yeah.
Someone did a bad job.
It's supposed to simplify it. Oh,
El Phantasmo. Well, James, I know you needed to go, right?
I can do another 5-10 minutes.
Oh,
Okay. Keep it going. Keep it going. I'll sleep when I get off.
Sleep when I'm dead, you angels.
I will die after the podcast.
No. Don't you put that on us, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that evil on me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Hey, Lance Reddick died yesterday, right? That actor, Lance Reddick, he's from
yeah. From The Wire, from Oz, from John Wick. Yeah.
It's funny. Stephanie and I have been making our way slowly through The Wire, and we always make fun of him on the show because on the show his acting is kind of wooden in a way. It's kind of not wooden, but like say it's like you're acting for the stage, like for theater. He's almost doing like kind of theater acting in this show, so it just comes off weird on for television, right?
He's good in Oz. Should watch him in Oz.
I haven't seen Oz. Yeah. The Wire is pretty good. What we've seen of it, it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, he passed. That's sad.
Yeah, he was only 60.
What did he die of?
I don't think they've said yet.
No. Brutal.
I
had everybody and their mother. Everybody and their mother text me when the guy from when Trugoy from when the guy from De La Soul passed away. Because you know, like because he died of congestive heart failure.
Oh.
So like everybody was texting me, "Yo, man, did you see that?" Yes, I saw it. I'll need to be reminded. I see it.
Yes, I did. Thanks. Lift my anxiety level one.
Yeah. But so I'm curious to see what he passed of, man, because he was young, 60, right? You said 60?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it just says natural causes. That's all they're saying right at the moment.
That's sad.
Well,
and this superstar Billy Graham's going to be next to go too, right? Because he's on his deathbed pretty much.
Damn.
I mean, I don't mean to put it like that, but I don't mean to put it like that, but he's in bad shape. Like he's blind in both eyes and he can't breathe on his own. He's like a mess right now, right?
I saw the leak. He's next. The Grim Reaper's list got leaked.
It got leaked. This shit. It's a spoiler.
Hey, Pedro, you know, we were talking about some of the guys who were really great, guys for like, for the Japanese Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And, but before there were,
That was a good conversation you guys had, by the way. Really good conversation. I was into that.
yeah, thank you. And somebody was just thinking of, so like, before like the 90s, I think you could have made a good argument for the fourth person at, back, like I said, for the, like the 70s and 80s, maybe Masa Saito.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, yeah.
Because
I mean, you could. I mean, you could.
He's involved in a lot of big things.
Yeah, he was, also kind of, infamous at times, but I mean, he was a big deal in WWF and, huge in New Japan, and he ended up winning the AWA World Title in '90. He was, they had brought in him and Muta for that Pat O'Connor tag team tournament in WCW. He was just he was one of the
Well, I agree with you guys on one thing, because if you're gonna do the Mount Rushmore, I mean, everybody's top three has to be the same then, because you have to put Inoki, you have to put Baba,
Yeah,
you have to have Ricky Dozan.
right?
If you don't have Ricky Dozan, then you don't have anyone. Like there's no Baba, there's no Inoki without Ricky Dozan.
So everybody's top three has to be the same.
I don't see how you can argue the four. I don't understand how anybody can argue. I would never accept anyone, trying to argue me out of Muta being the fourth.
No, I can see Muta being the fourth. You made your argument in that conversation since I listened to it. Yeah, I have no problem with Muta. I have no problem with Muta in the fourth.
Zeus, I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you there's gonna be someone who's gonna have Omega or Okada.
Okada's fourth. Yeah, okay.
Ospreay.
Ospreay.
So like the only other person who's had
Shinsuke.
Right? The only other person who's like kind of had as big of an impact as Muta, I mean, is close to, maybe Liger had, for the junior.
Yeah, but you can't even do that. Yeah, but you can't even do that. Yeah, because if you're going to say Liger, then you got to say, you got to say Fujinami.
No, because I would rank. Well, I mean, just because of what, Fujinami had no recognition in the rest of the world, really. I mean, he did early WWF days, but I mean, it's still, people didn't get to know his personality or anything.
Right.
I mean, he was much bigger in Japan. I mean, it's just when you're looking at when I'm talking about other names at this moment, I'm talking about 5 on down.
Right.
Because
okay.
There's nobody else you can logically put in 4.
No, I totally agree with Muta. I have no problem with Muta being fourth at all. But I was just saying that everybody's top three has to be the same.
I think the top 4 have to be the same.
Yeah, okay. I have no argument there, Zeus. You're not going to get an argument from me.
Yeah.
There's just
none of us are gonna.
Nobody else.
I am not getting my ass kicked. No thanks.
None of us are going to say it's not Muto. Okay.
No.
But this does not mean that other people are not going to say Misawa. They're not going to say Okada. They're not going to say Tanahashi. They're not going to they're going to throw out any name you can think of. Even I was joking about Omega, but someone is going to say that even. So it's
but you know what, Pedro? I can see somebody saying Misawa.
I can see people saying it.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't mean it. But he wasn't worldwide. No.
It doesn't hold water.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't because he was never as big in the States as Muta was. Never.
Okay, I have a question for Zeus. Where the heck did you see this Sonata card you're showing us in the chat?
I was just telling you that's for the next event.
Do what?
It's the check-in card that you get at the next event in New Japan.
At the venue, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
It looked
That's a nice
really
looking card.
it's a really nice card. Like I'm not
Yeah,
that's a
crazy
nice
person
looking
about it,
card.
but that's a nice looking card.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, if you're in Nagaoka City on the 20th, that's what card you're gonna get.
They get some cool ass cards.
I know.
yeah, but I can see people saying Masawa, but again, he was never Muda. You know, I'm waiting for some idiot to say
He had
Gretzky.
great matches, but the
Look.
vast majority of his career took place in two places. You know, he was a cult favorite in the U.S. and
Yeah,
Look. People have forgotten now because it's been so long since he died, right?
yeah,
But we talked about this before. But since I was really big into the online Japanese like wrestling thing here, when from the 90s through the 2000s or whatever, I remember the discourse before Misawa died. Everyone preferred Kawada. When they were talking about All Japan and all that stuff, they were always, the majority was for Kawada. After Misawa died, it became the other way. Suddenly, no one remembered Kawada anymore. Is all Misawa. It like martyred him or something, because people had some issues with him before that. So it's a lot of the thing with Misawa has to do with his death.
yeah.
In my opinion, but it's weird that this did not happen with Hashimoto. Hashimoto died, and he didn't get this big martyrdom thing that Misawa got.
Mm.
You know, and I mean,
I'm just ready for some idiot to say Gretzky. I'm just ready for some idiot to say the Great Sasuke.
I mean, Kenta Kobashi, he at least he branched out a little bit toward the end of his career. You know.
Yeah.
Omega should be number one. He showed up on AEW. Oh, my God. Can you imagine somebody says that? I would have to slap him. Shut up.
Well, see, because Okada had that sweatpants appearance in AEW, he should be the fourth one.
They played his music.
They played his music, and he came out in sweatpants. This is bigger than anything Muta ever did. Did you see the sales statistics for jogging pants after his appearance?
There was a 10% increase. Kmart ran out.
Kmart.
Fucking, I can't believe it. Because there's always going to be some idiot. How about Shinsuke? No. I mean, even you say Hashimoto. I mean, even if you say that, I would say that's an instant no. Because not counting his. Okay, in Japan, Hashimoto's one thing, but outside Japan, he's not. I mean, he was never what Muta did outside of Japan.
I mean, again, like the only Japanese wrestler you're going to find who has like a bigger sort of international thing may be Kana, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't have the whole thing for back home, right? She doesn't have this whole. But the Joshi scene is just not
isn't a million promotions, right?
Yeah, the Joshi scene isn't comparable, and so she doesn't have like these, these prestigious, legacy belts to her resume or whatever from Japan.
Plus, you have Muda showing up all over the place. He showed up
Yeah.
in NWA. He showed up in World Class. He showed up here.
Yeah,
He showed up there.
Zeus made that point. Yeah, Okada would have to leave WWE and do it
Right.
in Impact, do it here,
Right.
do it here, and it still would not be the same because
No, not even close. No.
because the things aren't comparable. Muda's time in the NWA and this is not the same as this and
Right.
this. So I mean, there's really is no one but Muda.
No, I have no argument for Muda's sport.
Yeah.
Absolutely none. I don't feel like getting my face crushed by Zeus today, so I'm good. I have no problem with Muda's sport. No problem at all.
Yeah.
No problem. But you got to say Inoki, and you got to say Baba, you got to say Mickey Dozen. I mean, you have to. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like
too, because and we probably talked about this before, but I've said that for me, for the all Japan Mount Rushmore would be Baba, Jumbo, Kawada, and who else have I said?
Masawa? No.
No,
Masawa?
No. Well, no.
No. And I'll tell you why in a second. But
Okay.
Hansen, Stan Hansen.
Oh.
And the reason
Gaijin Pig.
Right, and the reason I don't put Misawa or Kenta Kobashi in that.
I was going to ask you what happened to Kobashi.
Right, because they left and went to Noah and Kawada and Hansen stayed. So I mean, to me that because there's so many people that want to talk about loyalty and crap and stuff like that, and of course I'm all about people going and doing what they want, but I think for all Japan itself, I think those four best exemplify, that. And I think that, of course, when you look at, if you have a Noah Mount Rushmore, you're going to have Misawa and Kobashi
and Akiyama.
Akiyama, yeah.
It's interesting. Like Tenryu, he did so many things in All Japan, but at some point he leaves.
Yeah,
I mean the whole reason he drops the belt back to Jumbo is because things break down between him and All Japan. So and he's hinted he's leaving, so they have him drop the Triple Crown back. And then he leaves and he does War and he does, freelancing and all that kind of stuff forever. And he doesn't come back until after the Noah thing happens. And then Tenryu suddenly comes back. It's kind of weird, a weird thing. But,
that's another thing about Tenryu is, he was able to kind of go wherever he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to go to New Japan. He was able to go to, of course, he went to Super World Sports and
Super World Sports. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well,
and that was a because didn't
Jumbo Shibudo have the AWA strap while he was still fucking around in All Japan?
Yes. Yeah, I mean Jumbo never leaves All Japan. I mean,
sadly he passed away.
Right.
Right. But I mean, he was he was AWA champion while he was in All Japan.
He was so good too, man. He just
and the thing about Jumbo, when I talk about the women's wrestlers, sometimes I always mention Aja Kong. I'll show you how this connects in a moment. But one of the things I always say about Aja Kong is like every facet of her career, she was able to play the roles that she needed to. So when she was younger and she wasn't quite ready to be like the general, right? She wasn't quite ready to lead. She is good at following, right?
Right.
Like she lets Bull lead her through the feud that builds her up, and lets Bull lead her through the matches that build her up towards, the next step. Jumbo is very similar, or you can look at him almost like the best blueprint of this in some ways. When he's younger, he lets Terry Funk, he lets, Baba, he lets all these people lead him to these great matches. And then when he gets older, he's leading people to great matches.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always see that like with wrestlers. I mean, RVD has never really led people to great matches. It's always people made good matches by creating opportunities for him to do his unique spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see RVD leading a match. His best matches are always other people creating the match for him to do his stuff.
Yeah. Another thing I was going to say about Masa Saito is he was part of Choshu's army that invaded all Japan in '86.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It was because him and Choshu and Yatsu were the three, and Super Strong Machine, were the main invaders at the time. And once again, that was a big deal, and a lot of people have theorized. People have said that was all a work and whatever. But
you know who from All Japan? I used to not like this guy's work at all, but that was because I saw a lot of his work when he's older. But Masa Fuji, he was with All Japan forever. I mean, like he stayed forever and ever, but he was one of those guys who seemed like he was an old man when he was a young man. You ever see those?
I never remember him young. He was always old.
Yeah, he always looked old. Like
even when he was tag team champion, he looked old. Him and Saito, remember the WWF?
He's like
Fujiwara looked like he just got off of his out of his office job and just stripped down to his dressing truck. He looked like he put in a solid 12-hour day at the office at some big business, and then it's like I have to make ends meet by kicking people's asses.
Fuji Vice.
So So all right. So Tenryu won pretty much everything you could win in All Japan.
Yes.
Man, he really did, and it was Tenryu and Jumbo that beat the Road Warriors for the NWA International Tag Team titles. He wrestled the Hustle. Oh my God, he wrestled. Oh my God, I forgot about this. He won the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team titles with Mr. Fuji way back in the day.
Was this Tenryu?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And he was 6-man tagged with the Road Warriors, wasn't he, at some point?
Yeah, he was appointed. He got.
Okay.
He was awarded the belt because they kicked Sting they kicked Dusty out of the group. They were allowed to.
Oh, I got you.
Kick Dusty out, and they appointed Tenryu to fill in. And then let's see, he won IWGP Heavyweight title, and he won Tag Team title one time with Koshinaka. I tell you, that was a good pair because I think they kind of had a similar kind of an attitude that that aloof, snotty, I'm better than you attitude. They both had that, really well.
Zeus, I think we need to mention Tenryu's greatest accomplishments now that I look at his list of accomplishments.
What was it?
He's in the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame, class of 96.
Yeah. 1996?
Didn't you know that Meltzer gave me a 5-star rating after my match with the hospital bed in Dr. Phillips Hospital before 2014?
Let's look at who's all in the class of 96 here. Abdullah the Butcher, Perro Aguayo, Andre the Giant, Bert Asarati, I don't know him, Giant Baba, Jim Barnett, Red Berry, the Destroyer, Freddie Blassie, Blue Demon, Nick Bockwinkel, Paul Bosch. Oh, like everyone in the world. Bobo Brazil, Jack Briscoe, Bruiser Brody, Mildred Burke, El Canek, Negro Casas, Ricky Choshu, Jim Cornette, The Crusher, Ted DiBiase, Dick the Bruiser, Alfonso Dantes, the Duzek family, Dynamite Kid, Fabulous Kangaroos, Jackie Fargo, Ric Flair, Tatsumi Fujinami, Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, Vern Gagne, Cavanario Galindo, Ed Don George, Gorgeous George, Frank Gotch, Carl Gotch, Billy Graham, Eddie Graham, Rene Guajardo, Gory Guerrero, George Hackenschmidt, Stan Hansen, Bret Hart, Stu Hart, Bobby Heenan, Donnie Hodge. This is all 1 year. Hulk Hogan, Antonio Inoki, Rayo de Jalisco Sr.
Hall of Fame start.
It must be in 96 because it's like everyone under the sun.
It was founded in 96.
That's ridiculous.
This thing just goes on forever. It goes on forever. I'm not even going to continue because there's like literally, there's over, I think we're past 200 now as I scroll at the bottom. No, I messed up. Let me go back further up. How many people were in that 96 class?
I don't know.
122 people in the 96 class.
Yeah, I can't believe I was almost right there.
Now,
so Tenryu also was a sumo from 1964 to 1976.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I just noticed the time. Yeah, we should get going. James got to shoot up and stuff, probably.
Yeah,
James.
Yeah, go take care of yourself, James. Thanks for watching. Well, whoever watched.
Yeah, this is fun, man. It's good to be back. It's good to talk to friends instead of doctors for a change. What the fuck?
We'll catch y'all in the future.
Even though we had to wait for Zeus and Ace to fucking finish taking pictures, but it's all good.
Yeah,
It's super famous.
We'll close out with the opening so Zeus can see it.
Yeah.
That's brutal.